Conversions are the most important actions that you want your visitors to complete on your website or app. And it is absolutely necessary to track them if you want to analyze how your visitors and customers are behaving, or if you're planning to optimize the experience. In this video, we'll take a look at how to track conversions with Google Analytics 4. And make sure that you stick around till the end of this video, because there are multiple options how to achieve that. Hey, my name is Julius and welcome to Analytics Mania YouTube channel, where you can learn Google Tag Manager and Google Analytics. And if you want to be up to date with Google Analytics 4, make sure to subscribe to this channel. If you have ever worked with the previous version of Google Analytics, called Universal Analytics, you know that conversions were known as goals. In the latest version, which is GA4, this definition is no longer present. And just like in the majority of other tools, they are called conversions. Simple as that. As I've mentioned in the beginning of this video, there are several options of how you can configure conversions, and that depends on your data structure and what exactly are you trying to achieve. Some things are a bit unusual if we compare that to Universal Analytics, so you should watch this video carefully. Alright, so let's dive in. What is a conversion? A conversion is an important action that you want your visitors or users to complete. For example, when someone makes a purchase, that is a conversion. Another example could be when someone subscribes to your newsletter, or when someone downloads an ebook, or when someone joins a waiting list. The list can go on, and that depends solely on the type of the business and on a marketer and analyst who is working with that data. For example, here we have 3 conversions. The first one is when someone joins the newsletter, the other one is when someone joins the waiting list, and then there is purchase. Currently, there is no purchase data because I haven't configured that tracking yet. By the way, if you want to learn more about conversion tracking in Google Analytics 4, I have also published an accompanying guide where you can dive even deeper into this topic. I will post a link to this blog post below the video. But if you ask me, I would recommend doing both. Watch the video and then read the blog post. In this video, I'm going to talk about 3 main topics. The first one is the predefined conversions, then how to mark certain event as a conversion, and then how to narrow down your events and make a conversion based on not only the name of the event, but also based on a parameter of the event. So first, let's start with the predefined conversions. As of the moment of recording this video, there are 5 predefined conversions available in Google Analytics 4. It is first open event, and that applies for mobile applications, then App Store subscription convert. This also applies to mobile applications, then App Store subscription renew. Once again, applies to mobile applications. In-app purchase applies to mobile apps, and then purchase. This applies to websites and to mobile applications. There is not much that you can do about these conversions. You cannot enable them or disable. For example, in this property, I have the purchase conversion and I cannot enable or disable it. As you can see right here, the toggle is disabled. So once I start sending purchase data to Google Analytics 4, that data will appear in my reports, and it will also be available in the conversion section of the GA4. In this video, I am not going to show you how to implement and how to send purchase data because that is a very extensive topic, but I will post a link below the video to a guide that will teach you how to do that. Then let's move to another topic. In it, we will take a look at how to mark any other event as conversion in Google Analytics 4. So once you start sending events to Google Analytics 4 and wait for up to 24 hours until that event data will appear in the All Events section right here, then you will be able to mark any of these events as conversion. And you can do that by simply clicking this toggle right here. So for example, if I wanted to treat an event which is called Initiate Opt-in as a conversion, I could just simply click like that. And from this moment, all of the events that are called Initiated Opt-in will be treated as conversions. Now, if you don't see any events right here and you are just starting with Google Analytics 4, what you need to know is that in order to start configuring conversions, first you need to have some event data in the reports. And to help you with that, I have published a very in-depth video tutorial on how to track events with Google Analytics 4 and Google Tag Manager. So I will post a link below the video for you to learn more. But if you are already at least a bit familiar with the event tracking in Google Analytics 4, here is a quick refresher, and also I will show you a quick example. So let's say that I have a website And on this website, I can subscribe as a visitor to a newsletter. When that happens, I have asked a developer to push the subscription data to the data layer, and then I will use that to send an event to Google Analytics. So let's quickly submit the form. Click subscribe. And here I am on a success page. As you can see, this is just a dummy page that I created for demonstration purposes. And if I go to the preview mode of Google Tag Manager, by the way, I could enable it by clicking the preview button in the GTM interface. So once I enable that preview and debug mode and then subscribe to the newsletter, I will see the email subscriber event in the preview mode. I see this event because I have asked a developer to push the information about the email subscriber to the data layer when that form is submitted. So if I click the email subscriber in the preview and debug mode and I go to the data layer tab, or I can just expand this one, I will see that this is the event name, and that is the only data that I have in the data layer about the newsletter subscription. So what I should do right now is that I should go to Google Tag Manager and then create a new trigger, and then click New, Trigger Configuration, Custom Event, and here I should enter the same name that I see right here, which is email subscriber with the uppercase S. Let's paste it right here. Then let's name the trigger, save the trigger, and then let's create a Google Analytics 4 tag that will send the event to Google Analytics. Click tags. I already have the GA4 configuration tag. If you don't know what it is, I will post another resource below the video to learn more. Then click New, Tag Configuration, and then choose GA4 Event. In this tag, you should select your existing configuration tag. This tag contains the ID of your Google Analytics 4 property. So this tag will know to which property send the data. And then let's enter the name of the event. So in this case, since we are tracking newsletter subscriber, we can enter the name that looks like this. If you want, you can name it anything else. For example, lead, new subscriber, subscribed, or something else. And then in the triggering section, click anywhere or on this pencil, and then choose the previously created custom event trigger. Then let's name the tag, save the tag, and then let's test. First of all, we need to refresh the preview mode. We can do that by clicking the preview button right here. Then the preview mode will connect to the page once again, and let's submit this form. Once we do that, let's go to the preview mode, and we will see that on email subscriber event, our GA4 tag has successfully fired. And since we have enabled the preview mode of Google Tag Manager, we can see that event in the debug view of Google Analytics 4. You can click it. When you go to the debug view, don't forget to select your own device. Sometimes it might be a bit more challenging because these names are too generic, but I mean, we still have to somehow find ourselves. So I will click on this. Nope, that is not me. Then maybe that is me. Yeah, so this is me. As you can see, this is the event that I have just sent to Google Analytics. We also have scroll event because I have enabled enhanced measurement in Google Analytics 4. If you want to learn more, once again, check my guide about event tracking in Google Analytics 4. So we see that this event was properly sent to Google Analytics, and within 24 hours, that event will appear in this section right here of all events. So when that event appears, you will be able to click this toggle and then mark that event as a conversion. But if you don't want to wait, I personally don't want to wait, I can just go to conversions and then click new conversion event. And then you can enter the very same event name that you have just sent to Google Analytics 4. In my case, that is subscriber to newsletter. And starting from this moment, all of the events that have this particular name will be treated as conversions in your reports. And within 24 hours, or maybe a bit sooner, you will start seeing some numbers coming in. Of course, if you have enough traffic and your visitors are actually subscribing to your newsletter. Also, one more thing that we can check in the debug view is the actual conversion. Let's subscribe to a newsletter once again and repeat the same event to Google Analytics 4. Here I have entered the email address. Let's subscribe. Then we will see a new email subscriber event. We see that the tag has fired. Then if we go to Google Analytics, to the debug view, and then select the correct device, this time you will see that the subscriber to newsletter event is now marked as green. So this means that it was a conversion. In the end, this is the result that you should expect from your debug view in Google Analytics 4. And what if we want to mark only certain page views as conversions? For example, if a visitor lands on a thank you page, then I would like to treat that as a conversion. But all the other page views, well, they should remain as regular page views. So how can I do that? Unfortunately, just simply flipping the switch will not help, because this switch will apply to all the page views. And in this case, it's almost 8,000 page views, and I really don't want to mark all of them as conversions. So in this case, you have basically two options. The first option is to create a unique event for thank you page, and you can do that, for example, in Google Tag Manager, and then send that event to Google Analytics 4, and then you could mark that particular event as a conversion. For example, you could send an event with the name thank you page visit, and then when that event appears right here, you can just flip the switch. But that would require either some additional configuration in Google Tag Manager, or if you are using the hard-coded setup, then that would require some additional time from your developer. Luckily, Google Analytics 4 offers an additional feature that allows you to build new events based on other events, and you can do that in Google Analytics 4 interface. So let's do one example in the interface. Here I am in Google Analytics 4. You should go to the All Events section on the left side and then click Create Event. Here you should click Create, and then here are several steps that you will need to fill in. First of all, we should think of a new name for that event. So if we're talking about thank you page visits, how about we name this event simply as that, thank you page visit. This will be the event that will be created based on other event. Since we are talking about page views, then we should add the following condition. Event name equals, and then you should enter page view. The reason why I'm entering page view, because this is the name of the event that is in Google Analytics 4. This is the default name for the page view event. But we are not done yet. We need to add one more condition, because right now all of the page views will be treated as thank you page visits, but we need to be more specific. That is why we will need to add another condition. So I click add condition, and then in this field, I should enter page location. This is the parameter that stands for the URL of the page. I click it, and then I can enter a condition that looks like this. Let's imagine that the URL of my thank you page is analyticsmania.com/thank you. That is why I can simply enter thank you like this. So if a visitor lands on a page and that URL contains this part, then Google Analytics 4 will create an additional event, which is called thank you page visit. If you want to copy all the parameters of that page view event and you want to transfer them to that newly created event right here, then keep this checkbox enabled. Also, if you want to learn more about the possible modifications in this section, please refer to the blog post that I will mention below the video. Now click Create. After you have done this, you will see the thank you page visit event right here. And then within 24 hours, if you actually have some visitors to your thank you page, you will start seeing that event right here. And you will be able to mark that event as a conversion by flipping the switch once again. Or if you don't want to wait, once again, you can go to Conversions, click New Conversion Event, and then enter the name of that new event in your Google Analytics 4. Here is that event. So whenever this event is sent to Google Analytics, or in our case, whenever this event is created, then it will be treated as a conversion. So I have quickly paused the video, and while I did that, I also revisited my thank you page. So now let's go to the debug view of Google Analytics 4 and see whether that event is treated as conversion. So click debug view, then find your device, and here it is. Here I am. Here, as you can see, this is the event that was created by Google Analytics itself immediately after the page view happened, and that event is already marked as a conversion. So it looks like we have successfully completed our objective. If you want to learn more about where to find the conversion data in your GA4 reports, head over to my blog post about conversion tracking, and I will post the link below the video. Also, if you are new to event tracking and you still feel kind of confused about how to send those events in order to mark them as conversions, head over to another blog post of mine where I teach how to track events with Google Analytics 4 and Google Tag Manager. And also I have a very in-depth video tutorial as well. And that's how you track conversions with Google Analytics 4 and Google Tag Manager. I have discussed 3 options in total. The first one is toggling events and marking them as conversions. The other one is creating custom events and marking them as conversions. And then there are also predefined conversions, but there's not much that you can do about them. If you found this video useful, hit the thumbs up button below the video because it helps me continue working on this channel. Also, if you want to learn more about Google Tag Manager and Google Analytics, consider subscribing to this channel. My name is Julius, this is Analytics Mania, and I'll see you in the next video.